Hi, this is We Love It Raw with A.S. Caldero, Chris Coury, The Future, and Venus. Please subscribe, listen, share, tag, make people hear this. This is a great show. Thank you guys. We love you.
We love it raw!
First off, I want to say thank you to my Facebook friends and to the people here on YouTube that listen to our show. Thank you for your continued support in trying to get me on the Tough Enough. Now, I look at it this way. If I don't get selected to Tough Enough, I tried. I did something that many people won't have the courage to do. Try out for a reality TV show. And I want to say from the bottom of my heart to my friends and to our fans, thank you. Thank you for your support. Next, I want to go into this open challenge by John Cena that's been going on since his championship win at WrestleMania. He's had numerous challengers, some good, some bad, some laughable. But tonight, since they were in Montreal, Bret Hart came out, and now, here's the funny part. We were all thinking, Bret Hart going to challenge John Cena for the United States title? No. It turned out to be different. Bret Hart acknowledges the fact that Cena's a fighting champion, but Bret Hart had a surprise up his sleeve. Now, the surprise was somebody that was up and coming. Now, we didn't know who it was in the beginning. But the fact of the matter is this. Bret Hart said, "You're in for the fight of your life, John." And when he did, really had the crowd go up in a cheer. He brought Sami Zayn, the former NXT champion, the high flyer, Montreal's own Sami Zayn, to Monday Night Raw. And he put up a fight, yes, a fight against John Cena. I thought at one time he hit the Blue Lightning Bolt finishing move, and I thought that was going to be the end of Cena's title reign, and then at Payback it was just going to be Cena and Rusev in an I Quit match. But of course Cena wins, but at the end, Cena with the good sportsmanship acknowledged that Sami Zayn is here to stay in the WWE. He put up a fight. This young man, Sami Zayn, will be a future champion, just not now. Maybe soon, maybe give him an Intercontinental title shot or a U.S. title shot in the future, but right now, you work him up. And it's going to be good to see this young man in the ring, as now with Neville, who is also brought up from NXT. So they're getting the fact is that they're getting the younger talent in from NXT, and it's good to see. The younger, the better, the more ratings come up. Next is Divas Talk. Since WrestleMania, the Divas division has gone down and down. It's gotten worse since AJ decided to up and retire. Because AJ brought the ratings, because he didn't know what to expect from AJ. But since her sudden retirement to be with her husband CM Punk, it's just gotten worse. It's bottomed out. And you saw it tonight with the Bellas. And we didn't know who they were going to fight. But the match never happened because Naomi came out with Tamina and they attacked the Bellas. Of course, you know, Nikki's going to get a title shot against, she's going to defend her title against Naomi. And they're going to give it to Naomi. But if they want to get this division, this Divas division up again, bring up the Divas from NXT. Sasha Banks, Charlotte, bring them up. Do what you've been doing with the men. Bringing up Neville, Sami Zayn. do the same thing with the Divas. If you want to get the Divas division up, do it that way. It's the only way you're going to save this division from crumbling into the ground even further. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk about tonight's main event. Two of the competitors in the WWE title match at Payback, Reigns and Randy Orton. They faced off against one another per the orders of Kane. But this was a setup from the beginning. The reason why they want to get these two individuals weakened for Seth Rollins, so he has an easier chance of retaining the title. So, the brutal assault happened, and the Authority did the damage, and there's not much I can say about this match except for that Dean Ambrose came in and saved the day. But then, something we all knew was going to happen. Finishing moves were delivered to Orton and Reigns. And that's how Raw ended. So, in 2 weeks, Payback, like I mentioned, it's a fatal 4-way. And with, the tensions rising between Reigns and Orton, you're going to start seeing it now involve Dean Ambrose because he is now the next guy involved in this picture. So, like I said, this main event had really nothing big happen except for the assault, which we all knew was going to happen, and it's going to be interesting. It's going to be really, really interesting to see what happens as we approach Payback in 2 weeks. We're 2 weeks away from Payback in what was now once a triple threat match for the title. A bombshell has happened tonight. I'm going to get into that in a little bit. But first I want to talk about Reigns and Orton. The first two competitors that were originally into this triple threat match. And things were going to get heated. Things were going to get tense. And it has happened. And it benefited Rollins, I say, in many ways. So, as they were bickering back and forth with Reigns and Orton, the New Day decides to show up and make an ass out of themselves. And they challenge them to a 3-on-2 handicap match. Wasteless match, but tensions grew further as the New Day picked up the win, but it was because of a miscommunication spear by Roman Reigns. Now, where does this lead up to Payback? I'm going to get into that in a second. Backstage now, we're waiting to see what happens, and Rollins decides to open his mouth and call Kane a moron, and he doesn't know what he's doing. Here's your bombshell heading into Payback. Kane made the stipulation saying, if you lose Seth Rollins to Dean Ambrose, it will no longer be a triple threat match. It will be a fatal 4-way for the title. Now, J&J Security, again, banned from ringside. But that didn't stop them, as later on in the match, they came in, they interfered, but this time the interference backfired on Seth Rollins, causing it to be a win for Dean Ambrose. And now, the main event at Payback is Dean Ambrose, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and the Apex Predator, Randy Orton, for the WWE title in 2 weeks at Payback. From this point forward, ladies and gentlemen, things are going to get heated, they're going to get tense, and rivalries are going to be born. Leading into Payback, this match has all the points to be leading to possibly a new WWE champion. Who will it be? In my opinion, I say Roman Reigns. On a side note, there's some good news to report. The WWE Network has gotten a lot of good shows on, and I want to talk about these shows. First, I want to talk about the Jerry Springer Too Hot for TV. It was a good premiere episode because this was a flashback of things that I remember when I watched from the good old days of the WWE. From the Attitude Era to now to a couple of years ago. And I thought it was really good to see, flashbacks. It made me laugh, and it was good. So the Jerry Springer Too Hot for TV is a keeper. The Coury Graves Culture Shock. Best show. Because he went into Marvel, and Marvel's always got some good stuff to talk about, and it's really good. So that's a good show you got to keep on. God knows where Coury Graves is going to go next. Next is Unfiltered with Renee Young. It was good because, he divulged into the life of Seth Rollins, the champion, in Colorado, I think it was. So it was good because we learned a lot about Seth Rollins. We learned about his family, his personal life, and what it took for him to be a WWE champion and a WWE superstar. And next week, or when I think it's tomorrow, whenever, I'm not sure, another episode is going to be coming out with Unfiltered, and it's going to have Reese Witherspoon on there. So I'm looking forward to that. Then we have the Mick Foley night. Have a Nice Night and Cheap Pops. First time we talk about Have a Nice Night. I enjoyed that because that was reliving all the Mick Foley moments from his debut to his time as Cactus Jack, to his time as Dude Love, to his time as all three of them. And it was really good, It's interesting because, if a lot of people don't remember Mankind, watch Have a Nice Night. You're going to learn a lot about Mick Foley. And then we have Cheap Pops. And ladies and gentlemen, you want to talk about a sleeper show? That was the sleeper show of the night. It was boring as hell. I'm telling you right now. Cheap Pops, they can take that off the WWE Network because I thought it was the worst show ever. And last, well, not last, but second to last, is the Jericho Podcast Show. And this time he has Stephanie McMahon, the Chief Brand Officer, the Authority. And I was glued, learning a lot about what Stephanie's role is in the WWE and how she portrays the character of the evil Authority, the evil McMahon, like her father did in the Attitude Era. And I'll be honest with you, this was good. I learned a lot about what it takes to be in the WWE from Stephanie McMahon. Her role, the role she plays backstage, the role her husband plays, the role her father played, the role her brother used to play, the role her mother used to play. And I thought everything really fell into place with this show. And I'm looking forward to another episode of the Jericho Show. And I want to see, maybe he brings on Kane. See what he has to say. What his role going to be when he calls it a career in the WWE. It's going to be interesting because I hope they do that with the Jericho Show next. Or you bring the Austin Podcast. You get somebody higher up in the WWE. So either way, these shows are getting good. And it culminated tonight with WWE 24. It was about Roman Reigns. And this was very compelling. The sacrifice this guy put in from elementary school to high school to college, from playing at Georgia Tech to being in the WWE, the headlining Mania this year in April in California. He gave it his all. He worked his ass off to be where he is today. I advise you to watch this documentary about Roman Reigns. You will learn a lot, as I did too. So like I said, the WWE Network has gotten better with their shows, and one other bonus is the WWE Network is free for the entire month of May, so you will get all these shows, including Payback.
We love it raw!